Tommy Oliver's last confirmed appearance, the most legendary Ranger ever in the history of Power Rangers, previously played by the now deceased Jason David Frank, showed off the Master Morpher. A Morpher in the shape of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers ones, which all had his previous powers. Mighty Green and White, Zeo Red, Turbo Red, and Dino Thunder Black, even though most of those were destroyed or should be impossible to replicate. What if I had the ability to pick 5 Ranger forms for a Master Morpher? Which ones would I choose and why? Now for this list, my choices will get a bit weird since they either shouldn't exist or should only work for one person. We can just say that my power coins work around this. We're also going to assume that, ignoring special features like Super Dino Mode, every set of base Morphers are the same. So, Mighty Morphin Red and Dino Thunder Red would be the same power level, but Dino Thunder Red has Super Dino Mode, so it would be stronger. Let me know which 5 powers you choose. To give myself an extra challenge, I'm making each Ranger a different color and from different series. We will also go in order of their appearances in the show. You don't have to, of course, but whether you give yourself this challenge or not, I'd like to hear your opinion. With that, let's get started. Alright, so let's all be honest here. We all knew an OG Mighty Morphin Ranger was going to appear here. I think one of them is going to appear on everyone's list. But which one? After all, each has their own unique powers and abilities. However, let's be real. Everyone wants to be one of 3 Rangers from Mighty Morphin. Red, Green, or the White Ranger. Well, I originally had this section like 2 or 3 times larger, so let's make this quick. The Green Ranger is just the best of the 3. He's arguably stronger than the White Ranger, though there's more arguments for the opposite, to the point where White Ranger makes the user stronger outside of the morph, looking into the comics. The Green Ranger can shoot lightning from his dagger, energy orbs, summon an energy shield that can deflect lasers, though to what extent we aren't completely sure. It can at the very least deflect the Dino Blaster, our Power Blaster. Cause energy tremors that he can shoot through the ground, and he can enhance his physical attacks alongside his dagger with his dragon magic. And more importantly, his dragon shield, the golden thing around his chest, which gives him enhanced defense when used alongside the dagger. It has a healing factor, and it can restore energy of the wearer. And it can also be transferred to other Rangers with a touch. So, while the Red Ranger is certainly weaker in every aspect, and even if the White Ranger is stronger, he does not have the same utility as the Green Ranger. To add on top of this, the Dragon Zord was never destroyed in the battle against Lord Zed. Not only is this Zord the most powerful of the original 5 Zords, although weaker than Megazord still, in the comics it was actually upgraded, given power on par with the Thunder Zords, which boosts it even further compared to normal Zords, but it was given a flight mode. Although the other Dinozords were also restored, it's safe to say that the Dragon Zord is the strongest of them, especially if you count the comic version. So with all that said, I believe he is not only the best of the original Rangers in the original series, even if he wasn't the strongest, he's also my favorite Power Ranger. And so that's why he would be my first pick. It's time for a Gold Rush, because next up on our list happens to be the next series, ignoring the Alien Rangers. And for my second power coin / set, I picked Zeo Ranger Gold. While I did not watch Zeo, I did watch the episodes where Jason reappeared. I also played Gold Ranger in Shattered Grid. His moveset is super cool, even if his Zord isn't so much. The Zeo powers apparently grow over time, although since we're assuming all base powers are the same, we're just going to say that his Zeo power would be the same as, say, Mighty Morphin Red again. But maybe they'd grow stronger later on. The Gold Ranger Zeo power allows me to do an energy rush, letting me move at super quick golden light speeds, seemingly faster than your average Ranger super speed. His staff not only reaches far, but can also fire off 3 energy orbs, which are quite destructive. And although I'm not a fan of Pyramidas, it does act like a mobile base and Zord carrier, giving it a use alongside long-range artillery. And it wasn't destroyed with the rest of the Zeo swords. Now, whether I could summon it from all the way in outer space, that's debatable. Time for Time Force. For my third power coin, I choose the Quantum Ranger. Are you guys starting to notice a pattern yet? Spoiler alert, it will continue. The Quantum Ranger is an older version of the Time Force Rangers, but that doesn't mean that his powers are out of date. The Quantum Ranger has the Quantum Defender, which is a blaster and a saber at the same time, and able to be charged up with chrono energy to devastate the enemy. It also has a Mega Battle mode. I don't think the Quantum Ranger is particularly stronger than the rest of the Time Force, ignoring the Mega Battle mode, though. But its Zords are quite the opposite. Alright, well, Zord, singular. The Q-Rex is a big Tyrannosaurus with cannons, and is quite powerful with the ability to time travel. It's actually quite similar to the Dragon Zord, being controlled remotely and stronger than your average Zords. However, unlike the Dragon Zord, the Q-Rex does not have a cockpit. Just like the Dragon Zord, however, if the enemy gets a hold of the, in this case, Morpher, or in the Dragon Zord's case, Dragon Dagger, it can go berserk and make it hard to control. It's also powered by crystals, which are made by what we considered modern waste today, which could actually make using this thing kind of hard, because you have to get the power source in the future. Q-Rex also has a Megazord mode equal to an actual Megazord. So when Eric said his Q-Rex would eat Tommy's Dragon Zord for lunch, he might not have been joshing. The Quantum Ranger also possesses a TF Eagle, which allows the user to travel through time and fly, like the other Time Force machines. However, I don't want to get jumped by Time Force when I'm trying to go to bed, so I would hesitate to use this. This form would debatably be my strongest between Time Powers, Solo Megazord, and Mega Battle mode. However, despite this, we still have 2 more powers to go, and in case anyone is wondering, this does count as my Red Ranger. I know it's a bit confusing because, like, this season has the Red Ranger and the Quantum Ranger is like a different shade of red, which in Power Rangers means that they're not the same colored Ranger, but it's fine. It's fine. This counts as my Red Ranger. Every Ranger power I chose so far has been the 6th Ranger. But this time, it's actually the 5th Ranger. Dino Thunder, White Ranger. The man who has so much sauce and aura, as the kids would put it, he could take the whole show to himself. Even Tommy Oliver wasn't as cool as the White Ranger in this season, and he was rocking black. That's just sad, bro. That's just sad. The White Dino Gem, which powered the Morpher, gave the user a multitude of abilities outside of their Ranger form. Super Speed, although it wasn't as fast as Dino Thunder Red Ranger, but faster than your normal Power Ranger. Camouflaging, that lets you blend into your surroundings, though not quite invisibility like the Black Dino Thunder Ranger. Teleportation, and apparently he can fucking ninja vanish and reappear. I don't quite remember that superpower, but I got this off the wiki, so take it or leave it, I guess. So on top of Super Speed, Camouflaging, Teleporting, and Ninja Vanishing / Appearing, the White Ranger also has a Draco Sword, which can shoot explosive energy arrows. And then there's Super Dino Mode, which just makes the White Ranger go sicko mode. However, it doesn't add any new abilities. Unfortunately, all of its Zords were destroyed, and it's never stated they were ever restored. However, I would still have the White Ranger ATV that I need it, since the White Ranger can teleport, apparently. Guess it'd be good for scouting an area or something like that. Or just, I don't know, going out with your girl. Call upon the spirited side! Jungle Fury Purple Ranger! Well, he doesn't say Purple Ranger. He says Wolf Ranger, but he's purple, and I like purple. This power is really cool, and the only only Purple Ranger to my knowledge. The Purple Ranger's power is based off of RJ's spirit powers, but we're going to assume I've gained those powers when I morph, or like a variation to them. So, we're going to be going over this in one go. The Purple Wolf Ranger has a wolf spirit, which he can send out as a powerful attack, as well as a guiding force to help them throughout their life. It also has the ability to add energy to their elbows and knees to perform powerful strikes, so powerful it could take out one of the main villains in one attack. To add on to this, Jungle Fury Wolf Ranger always had a Zord due to the animal spirit itself being the Zord. The Purple Ranger is kind of simple compared to the rest of them, now that I think about it, but hey, I mean, there you go. I kind of thought this section would be longer, but here we are. And there we have it. My 5 morphs for Power Rangers. That last one is definitely shorter than the rest, but it was not supposed to be this long. It was supposed to be a quick filler video that's like 5 minutes long at most, but as you can see, that didn't end up the case. If I were to power scale my powers that I chose in context of this video, it would probably go the Wolf Ranger in last place, along with Zeo Ranger Gold. Although, theoretically, both of their powers could grow stronger over time, so it's kind of a iffy area. After that, I have to, unfortunately, pick the Mighty Morphin Green Ranger, because although he can transfer his shield, I don't think it gives as much as a power boost as the other battle modes. And then, Dino Thunder White, simply because while he has a lot of abilities, they're simply not as strong as the other Rangers. I guess he's kind of a more balanced option. And I also just don't think he's as powerful as the Quantum Ranger. Also, the Quantum Ranger has the Q-Rex sword, so he's definitely the strongest of the, the 5, and can time travel. I guess you could argue that the Green Ranger is stronger than the White Ranger, since the Green Ranger has the Dragon Sword, and that would be pretty powerful. But, that's just my opinion. You guys can tell me if my list is wrong or not. If we hit 5 likes, I'll make a part 2 featuring my honorary mentions that didn't make the cut. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I'm SMDBZX. I would like to see your 5 choices down below in the comment section, if you would. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.